immersing ourselves in details, catalogues, and descriptions, whether that's listing all the species in a particular habitat, counting the hairs on a beetle's leg, or sequencing thousands of genes. Perhaps it is nature's bewildering, even overwhelming diversity that makes it seem hard to seek out simple theories and unifying ideas. But important, overarching ideas of this kind do exist in biology, and they help us make sense of life in all its complexity. The 5 ideas I will explain to you are the cell, the gene, evolution by natural selection, life as chemistry, and life as information. As well as explaining where they came from, why they are important, and how they interact, I want to show you that they are still changing and being further developed today as scientists all over the world make new discoveries. I also want to give you a taste of what it's like to be engaged in scientific discovery. So I will introduce you to the scientists who made these advances, some of whom I knew personally. I will also tell you stories of my own experiences of doing research in the laboratory, the lab, including the hunches, the frustrations, the luck, and the rare but wonderful moments of genuinely new insight. My aim is for you to share in the thrill of scientific discovery and to experience the satisfaction that comes through a growing understanding of the natural world. Human activity is pushing our climate and many of the ecosystems it supports to the edges of or even beyond what they can bear. To maintain life as we know it, we are going to need all the insights we can get from studying the living world. That is why in the years and decades ahead, biology will increasingly steer the choices we make about how people live, are born, fed, healed, and protected from pandemics. I will describe some of the applications of biological knowledge and the difficult trade-offs, ethical uncertainties, and the possible unintended consequences that they can give rise to. But before we can join the growing debates that surround these topics, we first need to ask what life is and how it functions. We live in a vast and awe-inspiring universe, but the life that thrives right here, in our tiny corner of that greater whole, is one of its most fascinating and mysterious parts. The 5 ideas in this book will act like steps that we will move up progressively, revealing principles that define life on Earth. This will also help us think about how life on our planet might have first got started, and what life might be like should we ever encounter it elsewhere in the universe. Whatever your starting point, even if you think that you know little or nothing about science, by the time you have finished this book, my goal is for you to have a better sense of how you, me, that delicate yellow butterfly, and all other living things on our planet are connected. It is my hope that together we will be closer to understanding what life is. Chapter 1. The Cell. Biology's Atom. I saw my first cell when I was at school, not long after my encounter with the yellow butterfly. My class had germinated onion seedlings and squashed their roots under a microscope slide to see what they were made from. My inspirational biology teacher, Keith Neal, explained that we would see cells, the basic unit of life. And there they were. Neat arrays of box-like cells, all stacked up in orderly columns. How impressive it seemed that the growth and division of those tiny cells were enough to push the roots of an onion down through the soil to provide the growing plant with water, nutrients, and anchorage. As I learned more about cells, my sense of wonder only grew. Cells come in an incredible variety.